G'day everyone, Viv here, hope you're all keeping well, welcome back. Working on the Tudor building, as you can see from sort of more templates and more bits of cut up balsa wood and stuff, but it's getting a bit tedious, so I thought I'd have a break and quickly whip up some hedges. Here's a couple of hedges that I've made before. They're just very simple hedges, basically just a green scour, a scouring pad with some flock on it. Now, a lot of people will use, and this is an old technique that I've seen many years ago in Games Workshop, these thin sort of scouring pads, and these are very, very cheap. These are the home brand nylon scrubbing sort of pads. You'll have all different sorts of brands, and people fold them over and then glue them together and then paint that or flock it, and I don't really like doing that. I prefer to spend a little bit more money and get something that's a lot thicker and has a much better texture. So these I get from Bunnings here in Australia. You might be able to find a very similar sort of scrubbing pad from your local home improvement store, but these are the ones that I use. So I'm just going to remove the sticker. We'll get rid of the branding. Alright, so it's basically this brand, I might as well explain it. This brand comes in all different sorts of colours and thicknesses and densities for scrubbing and polishing concrete floors. Now this is the green one. It's a sort of relatively hard pad, but what I like about it is when we cut this into strips, either this way or long way, if we cut this into strips just with a normal pair of scissors, trying to be as straight as we can, it will stand up by itself. I don't have to worry about folding these ones over and then gluing them together and putting them onto a base. So these are super simple. Once I've cut them out, I'm just going to do a long one. So we'll cut out a long one, about, I don't know, a little less than an inch, close to an inch. So there we go, we've got a long one and a short one, pretty much the same height. What we can do from here is take a pair of pliers. This is not really necessary, and just scuff them up a little bit. I'm just going to pull little bits off of this short one, just to scuff it up a bit. Hasn't really done a lot, but we can sort of see it's a little bit more scuffed up. Anyway, so now let's take these over and throw some flock on them. This is super simple and super quick. Cut them out to whatever shape you want, and then we'll flock them. Easy. So here we go. I've got that little piece of scouring pad just gently held by some clippers at the bottom, and I'm going to use some spray adhesive. Now I use 3M Super 77. Buy a good spray adhesive. Spend some money on a good one. You can buy cheap ones, and with most cheap stuff you get what you pay for, and you'll get a cheap glue. So basically it's just a matter of spraying a generous amount of glue on there. I probably should have had a piece of paper down, and my bench is going to get all tacky now. But and then throw it into a pan with some flock in it. Good tap. And there we go. Simple little effective hedge. I'll quickly do the other one. So I've sprayed that off of my workbench, just so I don't have to clean up too much crap. This is cheap homemade flock that I made from sawdust, and you can see that video somewhere on my channel. I might throw a link to it, sort of somewhere about here, there. So there you go. I didn't scuff up the top of this long one, so I get a nice straight box hedge. The short one, I sort of scuffed up the top a little bit. Not a huge amount of difference, but sometimes you can end up with good variation in the shape if you want to spend a bit more time shaping them. So there we go. There's a couple of quick little hedges that will go nicely with our Tudor buildings, which we'll have a look at right now. So here are our buildings so far with our little hedges that we've just made. I suppose I could have cut them so that the windows sort of were just above, or the hedges were just below the windows. But that's what happens when you do things quickly. So there's our roof texture with the teddy bear fur that's been nicely secured with PVA foam. All of our cladding is done on both of these buildings. just need doors now. And our little hedges, I think they work out really well. They're very quick, they're very simple. Depending on how much you buy your scourers for, they can be cheap. And if you make your own flock, then it's going to be even cheaper. So there we go, quick little update on our Tudor buildings. And some very quick, simple hedges for your tabletop wargame requirements. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm going to clean up this mess that I've made on my bench. That was a bit silly, but nonetheless, get it sorted out, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.